There is a department of the United Nations called the UNFCCC. It stands for the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. The UNFCCC is a multilateral treaty of more than 198 countries of the world coming together. The core process of this treaty is simply to stabilize the concentration of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere and at the same time combat the global climate change problem. What are the mechanisms under which the UNFCCC operates as a global entity or as a global organization? Number one, there is something called the Conference of Parties. The Conference of Parties is the highest decision-making body of the UNFCCC. What does it entail? Member nations of the UNFCCC gather together to track, to also make new commitments as it regards to climate change. Secondly, we have the nationally determined contributions. Every member state of the United Nations have agreed to certain emissions reductions nationally. So every country, every nation represented at the negotiation table has a nationally determined contribution, and there are reduction targets for greenhouse gas emissions. So at the UNFCCC Conventions of Parties, these nations come together to take stocks, to discuss how to take it from promises into real palpable actions. The third mechanism of the UNFCCC is what we call the global stocktake. And this global stocktake aims to achieve the measurement. How do we track our progress towards the collective United Nations Paris Agreement, which is limiting global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius by 2050. Number four is what we call the subsidiary bodies of the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. They're called the SBs. In this meeting, negotiations, different member countries and states come together to prepare what the timetable, what the context, what the implementation, what the discussions ahead of the Conference of Parties later in November that year. As of now, the SB 64 in Bonn, Germany just held a few days ago, and it was a successful event in preparation for Conference of Parties later in November in Turkey this year. The fifth mechanism of the UNFCCC is data and reporting, monitoring and evaluation. And this is sitting across, tracking of all the commitments, the pledges of all the member states and countries. And it's a systematic requirement for all countries to submit reports, gather data, and report evidence to show that there is work going on at all levels. Why is this information very important? It's important because as a youth, there are several opportunities, several platforms, several governmental and non-governmental avenues for you to get involved. Possibly with this information, you already know about the UNFCCC, you already know about the different mechanisms, the NDCs, the stocktake, the Conference of Parties. Just Google, how can I get involved as a youth? You may have several suggestions that helps you know some of the actions, some of the steps you need to begin to take to get involved.